Hey everybody out there, wanted to make this video today just because I already shot one this morning, so this actually will be two in the same day, but figured I'd upload this video just to capture like how it unfolded. So in the previous video, I was basically on my way up to New York to drop a load that I came across on Friday because it's Monday. And whenever I go up to New York, it's usually pretty tricky to get out of there with a decent load. It's hit or miss, and it's just one of those annoying things. I can get a good rate going in, getting out sometimes is bad. I've had the deadhead out of there before, not fun. But the goal was to try to get better, or maybe get better contacts so I can get out of there and preserve the rate going in. So anyway, that was the goal for today. Got out, I got up here super early, got my, got the equipment unloaded. I think I was unloaded by like 8:39. So then I allowed myself, after I got unloaded, I rolled up this, maybe 20 minutes down the road to a travel plaza, and then I got back on the load boards and started to try to find me a load in the New York, Albany area. About an hour passed, nothing. Talked to my dispatcher, nothing. It's just one of those areas it's just hard to get out of. So, and I really didn't want a deadhead. Now, a little bit of a backstory to this is that I reached out to my insurance agent and was doing a little bit more digging when it comes to what kind of coverage I would need to haul vehicles. Not full-time, but part-time if I wanted to on occasion. Initially, it was going to be like a $5,000 increase to my policy annually, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't know that it was necessarily worth it. But went back to him. We looked at a couple of things, and it actually was an insignificant bump. I think it might have been like $15 a month. So I had him just automatically do it. This was probably last week, with the intentions of all right, I'm going to play around with, the idea of if I get jammed up someplace, maybe I can pick up a car, truck, or something here and there. It's not uncommon. I think if you've seen some of the other hotshot truckers out there, everyone kind of does it. It's not uncommon. So anyway, I just never did it before. So I got the insurance squared away. I already did a trial with Central Dispatch, and I think at the time I was doing it, I didn't really put a lot of energy into it. I looked at the rates. They were okay, but I think at the time freight was really good, so I kind of just let the free trial expire and just, kept it moving. So today, after trying to get some freight up and still not having any luck on the load board, I started with ship.cars just to see, well, what does it even look like in that area? And it wasn't the best, but it was still action up there. There was maybe half a dozen loads that were cars that needed to be hauled out the area within a 50-mile radius. So I was all right, that's cool. So I called up Central Dispatch. How much is it to reinstate it? And Central Dispatch, I think for a month is $115 a month. I think that's what she told me. It's $115 a month just to be on the board, just to get access to the board. And then because I already did it, for me, it was a reinstatement of $25 or something like that. So she said if I wanted to get it reactivated, she could do it for me right then. It would be $135, call it $140, but it would be immediate access. She just had to talk to my insurance agent. I already ran through it with him, so it was already set up. So I said, all right, well, let's do it. I'm gonna give it a shot. I didn't really want to have to kick out that, whatever, $140, but at the same time, I was getting pretty frustrated with just not having the option of being able to do something other than freight when I go into areas that are just tough to get out of. So I got reinstated, got my log on together, and Found a load. I actually found 2 loads. Found one was a F-150 and the other one was a Highlander. Now also because I don't normally haul cars, I don't have ramps. I just have the flip up ramps that are on the back of the trailer, the dovetail. And I already played around with that before, just with my own personal vehicle. It's pretty steep. Like I can't get a car up there. It's got to be a truck or a significant SUV. So when I did my search, that's what I put it in for. I put it in for like heavy vehicle, or I think it's heavy equipment, SUV, and pickup truck, because they give you like different types of vehicles that you can try to, different type of vehicles you can haul. So I put those in, and 2 popped right up that were close enough to me where I could not call, even though I'd never called on a car. I had no idea what to do, how they book cars. I had no idea how to book a car at all. So, but because I've been because I've been dispatching myself, figure out how much different could the conversation be. It's the same idea. They need me to pick up stuff. Rates kind of already, I was like, I don't know, we'll see. So that was how I looked at it. I was like, all right, I'm gonna call this one, see if I can book it. Maybe it'll help me get out of here. Even if it's more, I think the first one was like, one car was like $250, the other one was like $300. They were both like right around $1 per mile. So, and I wasn't planning on doing, I figured like if one didn't work, then I have another to call them. So the first one I called was a pickup truck, because it was an F-150. I was like, I know I can get that on here with the ramp. So I'm calling them. So I called them, and it went very much like a load for freight. The guy was like, hey, where you at? I was like, this is where I'm at. Was the load still loading? He was like, yeah, still available. Told me the specifics of it, like, oh, it's a 2018 F-150, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, cool. Like, I really was just trying to fill out this conversation because I never did this before. So he was like, okay, well, what's your MC number? So I know how that part of the conversation goes. And I don't know that that's how all cars go, but that's how this one went. And he was like, it was, what's your MC number? And I gave it to him. He was like, oh, okay, rocket ship transportation. Yes. He was like, all right, well, I'll send you out a packet. Fill it out, send it back, and I'll send you out a rate confirmation, which is basically how it goes when I book my own loads with a new broker or whatever. So far, feeling pretty familiar. Packet came across. It was all online, and I appreciate the brokers that have that system where it's pretty much all electronic online. There's no paper. It's not as cumbersome. So I did the packet, kicked it back to him. He was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go through it. It was like I had to get my insurance updated, so I sent the email to my agent with what needed to be put on my certificate of insurance. He got that over. So in the meantime, I went to the bathroom. It's like a couple minutes. So I was like, all right, that comes through. I at least got a couple $100 to get me back home. Cool. So as I'm waiting, I was like, well, just in case, let me see what this other vehicle is talking about. Let me see how that works. Let me try that conversation. This one was a little different. The guy, when I called, he immediately said, oh, well, that load's covered. So I was like, oh, cool. Well, thanks anyway. 30 seconds later, called me back and was like, the other situation, whoever he had set up to do it, they're not going to be able to do it. So he was like, if I want to do it, I can do it. Like, it's still there. I was like, cool, I'll do it. I was like, I told him like 10 miles away from, I was literally like, I think it was 7 miles away from where that car picked up. It was an SUV, a Highlander. And I was like, yeah, if it's still available, I guess I'll get that one too. And depending on how depending on how to get signed up with him was. I didn't carry from either. So he was like, well, just text me. He was like, just text me your company name. I was like, that's it? You don't need my MC number or nothing like that? He was like, nah, just text me to our company name. I was like, okay. So I texted it to him. I was getting ready to, I was like making a text when he called me back again. He was like, text me the company name and your email address so I can send you out a packet. So, okay, so that part of the conversation, I know how that works. It seems more legit and straight up. Cool. So I texted it to him. email came across, signed up the packet. Now his was more of a manual one, but I still was able to do it all on my phone. And while I was on my way to go pick up the first vehicle, the F-150, the rate confirmation for the second vehicle came across. So, and I would say in a matter of like a half an hour, I went from not having anything promising on the regular freight load board to booking 2 cars within a 10-mile radius of where I was sitting, paying good money. I think it was about average about $1 each. So 2 cars on a trailer, $2 a mile, and they're dropping off within 60 miles of my house, like within an hour. Like they're still pretty close. So it was a no-brainer. They like with like that. I would say within, like I said, like within like a half an hour, that turned my whole situation around. Where I was looking at deadheading and just being almost not. I don't even think I was gonna break even on that. No, I was still gonna come up a little bit, but not much. To now, you know, looking real good for like retaining, you know what I mean, my profits for the day. So so I'm feeling good. Like, yeah, got these cars booked. I'm about to get out of here. Then I'm thinking like, wait, I never loaded a car before. I mean, I put my personal vehicle on my trailer before, but that was when I first got the trailer, and I probably didn't do that right. So I was like, all right. Now, luckily, when I was toying with the idea with doing car hauling as like a side hustle or just to supplement the regular freight, I was a little bit proactive. I didn't buy a wrench, but I did buy the tire straps. So I had straps for 2 cars, brand new in the plastic. So I said, well, I'm breaking them out, and I'm gonna try to haul these cars. The worst thing that can happen is I show up there, and for some reason it doesn't work out. But I've hauled enough freight in a short period of time that I was at least comfortable going into that situation. So the first place was at CarMax, and the crazy part about the CarMax that I went to go pick the truck up from was it was right around the corner from where I dropped off my load this morning. Meaning, like, I could walk from the place I dropped the United Rentals equipment off to this CarMax. It was right there. So if I would have had all some motion early, I could have just dropped off and picked up and kept it moving. But whatever. I was at least familiar with the area. So I pulls into the CarMax. Never did this before. I parked. I saw the gate where you're supposed to drive in, I guess, for their common carriers, the carriers that they move most of their vehicles. They have like a key fob. I didn't have one, so I just parked in an area where it didn't block up traffic, but I could load. Walked in, asked around, and were like, yeah, you gotta pick up, go see this person, go see that person. With that one, they ended up getting the title, getting the vehicle, bringing it out to me, signed for it. They gave me the paperwork to take to the next place, paperwork for myself to get paid, just like a regular load. That part of it was just like a regular freight load. So now I'm in the parking lot, and I got my truck and trailers all lined up. I got it chocked up. I got my straps ready. I got my ramps down. I'm ready to go. I got it all. Now I just got to get this truck up on there. And I was a little anxious because I never did it for somebody else, and I didn't want to, like, I'm not trying to dump somebody. Like, it was just, I just never did it. Like I said, about 10 times already. But anyway, I got it up on there, relatively easy, wasn't a big deal, and strapped it down. Used the tire straps, you know, they were lasso straps, so I know how that works. Anchored them down. Tied them down on the side. I used my ratchets with those straps that for the tires. Moved on to go pick up the second car. The second car was 20 minutes away from there, and put that on. The second. So now this was a different experience too. The first place, like I said, was at CarMax. The second place was an auction lot, and the guy that I had to text him my email address for the packet, he ended up sending me what they call a gate code or gate access ticket or something. So he like emailed it to me after I completed the package. So when I get to the gate of the auction, they process me there, meaning like they tell me, the guy tells me how to, like, how he tells me, well, you go park your truck up there to get it loaded, and then you got to walk down and get the car. Not a problem. Started right up, drove it out, no issues, and then now it's just time to get the second car on the trailer. Now, because of the weight, the F-150 weighing more than the Highlander, I wanted the Highlander up to the front of the trailer. So I had to take the truck off and put the Highlander up front. Wasn't that big of a deal. I got it, came off smooth, put the Highlander back up on there, got the truck up on there too. And I had enough room to where I could flip up the ramps. It was close at first, but like I had a lot of space. Like I had plenty of space where I'm not sure if I could have done 2 pickup trucks, but I was comfortable. Like I think it would have been close if I had 2 trucks. But anyway, strapped them down, locked in the V-brakes, all that stuff, got them locked in, and I was out of there. It was amazingly painless to get 2 cars from 2 different places, shuffling them at the location of the second vehicle, and then getting out of there and getting back on the road. It was way easier than I thought it would be. And yeah, I was on the highway before I knew it, and it wasn't, you know, it was like one of those things where, like, I'm glad that I had some of the things in place before, like being set up with my insurance, because that allowed me to make that move that quick. I kind of wish that, I kind of wish that I wouldn't have wasted as much time just trying to, like, tirelessly, like, dig on the load board for freight. Like, I probably, and those, maybe check it real quick and then just jump on. I should have just jumped on and got the car thing popping earlier. But live and you learn. So now what I have is I'm coming back down, and I got 2 vehicles on here. I got the pickup truck, the Highlander, and they're both going pretty close to my house. The one thing that's cool too is the one dude, like, so the Highlander is going to his lot. So, you know, he said, you know, I could bring it down tomorrow. It's up there, like, you know, it's whenever. The pickup truck, the F-150, that one I don't have to drop that till a couple of days. Like that's 2 days delivery for that. So I'm gonna still probably deliver it tomorrow. I was going to bring it on the way down, but when I talked to the guy in the receiving, he was like, they don't receive there after 6. So, and it was closed, so I didn't want to push it. Traffic was getting bad, so I was like, all right, I'll just do it tomorrow or the day after. That's the good part, I guess, about cars. When you get them from certain places, more flexibility with when you can deliver them, what time of the day. I mean, like, how many days you have. It just, the urgency seems to be different, at least for these. I've heard that it's that way, but also I have heard too that some people are pressed about, I got to get that down here today. I guess if they sold the car, whatever. So, yeah, that's how this day ended up, where I went from, you know, being stuck in New York and trying to find a way out of there by conventional freight means, and ended up grabbing me a couple cars, get me out of there, making some good money. This turned into a good day financially, and also I kind of, I guess, it's a stepping stone for having a more stable, you know, more stable more stable way of, like, operating. Like I pretty much I have more options, you know what I mean? So the idea of being forced to deadhead out of, you know, places, at least, I'm sure it still happens, but I guess I feel more comfortable knowing that with what I got, with my current setup, push come to shove, I could just get on that central dispatch and grab a couple cars. I guess the last thing I need to do, I guess, is figure a way. I've been pricing up the ramps to get to be able to load cars, actually, because the way it's set up now, I cannot put cars on here. The ramps are just too steep. So I gotta go fork out the money to get me some ramps so I can pretty much haul cars. And when I do that, it'll be even that much easier. I don't have to be forced to, to do the big stuff. So anyway, figured I'd just share how the interesting turn of events today went from how it started to how it finished. And I guess, yeah, let me know what you guys think about mixing up cars with freight. Which one's better? I'm sure there's people out there that have done one and jumped the other way, or vice versa. What's the best securement method right now? I should say best, or of choice. What are you more comfortable with for you guys out there that haul freight and cars? Do you just use the lasso straps? Do you use different kinds of ratchets or whatever? Like, I use my flat hooks for this one, but I have another set of ratchet straps that have hooks, and I'll probably use them next time. Got them from Harbor Freight. So, just let me know in comments what y'all think about the whole double duty situation. You know what I mean? Anyway, like I said, just wanted to share. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Peace.